Alright traders, we're going to have a quick look at the Australian market, so let's get straight into it. Do not place a trade based on what you're seeing in this video today, because trading is risky and it can cause substantial financial loss. There are so many areas you need to become good at to become a good trader. Emotional mastery, chart reading, trading systems, money and trade management. So this video is just educational only to help you become a much better trader. Alright, so I'm looking on the Yahoo Finance website right now. That's why I'm using a different platform, because I actually don't have access to Australian stock charts, Australian stocks on my software. I've just downloaded the software. I'm trying to use that now, but you know, I'll talk about that a bit later on. Let me actually look at some Australian stocks. Let me actually show you what I'm seeing in the Australian market. It seems like a lot of the Australian stocks are getting hammered compared to the US stocks. It's like, what the hell is keeping the US up? Well, not really. There's actually a lot of stocks that have been hammered, like 40+%, especially in the Russell. You see the Russell down. So anyway, not really much of an update today. If we go like to say 5 days with the time frame, we can actually see that this is what actually happened today, 31st of March. A big sort of here, it had a bit of pop to the high side and then just sort of tapered off through there. As you can see, if I go through 1 month, you can actually see that that's what's happening through there. So if I just bring this open just a little bit more, can I do that? No. So let me just go to 1 month with the time frame. You can see it was just basically just a little blip on the screen. I can't do it anymore. But anyway, we can see, anyway, if I go to say 2 years worth of data, we go to 1 year worth of data, one year worth of data, we can actually see that there's actually a really nice steep downward trend coming into play. Lots of sideways action for the last 12 months here, but definitely a major sell-off coming on through there. If you look at say the last 2 years worth of data, definitely a selling off through there. But if we look at say the last 5 years worth of data, you can see how this was October 2012. Now, we actually, October 11, you can see here, during the October 10, October 2011, we actually had a deeper pullback than the United States did. And that's what we can actually see through there. And now you can actually see this market actually rallying up a lot more. So what happened just then? What am I doing? What's going on? All right, cool. Let me click on the max button. And the max button, we can actually see if can I bring this open more? Let me go to 5 years here. All right, so here we are worth of 5 years worth of data. And let's go to max chart. And max chart, you can actually see the Australian market didn't even get to as high as it did back up in 2008. If I go to 5 years worth of data, actually, let me just scroll this over to, can I go to 2008 there? Let me scroll back a little bit more. A little bit more through there. And now we can actually see, you can see this is actually the high in 2008. And you could actually even see on the Australian market how this thing just took off for quite some time. Up, 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 and up, and up. 2008 definitely crashed a lot of people, and then this market didn't even make new highs before rallying back down. So you can see stocks like that. But if I bring up a stock, say, like let's just go Rio Tinto. Rio Tinto is actually being hammered. Absolutely hammered on the Australian market, even the US market. You can see this is the United States charts as well. But you can actually see, once my actual charts come up, you can actually see what is going on through here. Look at this max. Like, this is 2008, it got hammered. And ever since 2008, look at this mining chart. It just did absolutely nothing. And if I go to max, we can see it went as high as 120, down.
I absolutely love working.
So we can actually see, guys, that this is actually almost back down to it was low as of 2008 lows, when it absolutely just been pummeled all the way down. But one thing I do say, guys, is that if we look at this chart here, let me bring this over a little bit more. If we look at this chart here, if our economy, Rio Tinto is one of the biggest stocks in Australia, by the way. If our economy is going so well, why is one of the biggest mining companies in the world doing this? What about BHP? You can pretty much know what BHP is doing, right? Let me go to get chart. And as this loads on BHP, you can see a lot of the mining companies have been absolutely pummeled, and stocks like some of the banking stocks anyway have been falling through the floor. So let me just go here to 5 years worth of data. Look at that. That's 5 years worth of data. Let me go to max. And look at that. Look at BHP. BHP Again, let me just go to here. Look at BHP. BHP went up to about $90 in 2008. Came all the way down to around about $30. It actually ran up, made new highs during 2012, and now the whole thing's just falling off. Tell me this company, which was one of the biggest companies in Australia, by the way. Tell me this company is actually doing well. You don't actually have to be a rocket science to look at a chart and say, okay, this company is not doing too well. It cannot. If a chart is looking that ugly, especially if you start to go like 2 years worth of data, and you see just a massive downtrend, you go like to even like 3 months worth of data, and you can see what's happening here in the last 3 months. Tell me the company is actually doing well. Now, if you have a look at some of the top banks, like ANZ. Now this is for the Australian folks, by the way, but ANZ, I was just looking at ANZ before, but ANZ is also. I've been hearing that from a friend that there was $100 million ANZ here on the Australian market. There's $100 million worth of bad debt on the ANZ bank loan on the ANZ books. Not only that, but I was also told that someone actually went through their books or through their balance sheets and stuff like that, and it's more like $800 million. And I'm like, that can't be true. But there's nothing more truer than the chart, right? Especially, I think the Australian stocks are less manipulated than the US market is. So you can actually see what's happened here basically over today. Not much happening here. Look at this last month. Look at this massive gap down from there to there. Boom, straight down, and then another down day, and also another. Actually, not much of an update today. 1.5%, but not compared to a quite fall through there. Now, if we start to go through, say, 1 year worth of data, look at this here. This is 1 year worth of stocks. It's just gone from 36. But if I go to max, and let me bring this over, say, to here, we can actually see something pretty crazy going on through here. We can actually see that the high here in 2008 was $30, and it came all the way down to 15. And then it rallied all the way back up to 35. And if I go to, say, 5 years worth of data, there we go. 5 years worth of data, we can actually see this market actually really topping over. And you can really see this, right? You can see how, if I bring up my trendline drawing tools, and if you guys, again, it really is basically that simple, but I'm not sure what chart this is. I think it's a weekly chart. It has to be a weekly chart. You can see higher low, higher trough, higher trough, higher trough, higher trough, higher trough. Look at this. Lower trough made a lower peak, but did it follow through? No, it ran back up, right? Then came all the way back down, made this major low, came back up, made this major low, then broke through, and look at this now. It's been making lower peaks and lower troughs all the way down. This is the key, guys. That's why I've been saying, look at this massive head and shoulder formation. Look at that. Bam, bam, bam. Now, ANZ is under a lot of pressure right now on the market. As you can see, it's just been getting pummeled. So there we go, guys. Looking at a lot of the industries and looking at a lot of the stocks, this economy is something really bad about this economy. You know what I mean? Like, you're getting some of the biggest industries out there, like Rio Tinto, BHP. You're getting some of the banks, like right now, just falling off the cliff. And meanwhile, the United States is holding up. It's like, because I actually think that the Australian market is less rigged than the overall Australian market. So anyway, guys, that's what I do see. I think there's a lot of things that's happening in this market that we just don't see. If we look at the stocks and look at the charts, we can actually really see what's going on and what's actually happening in this market. So there we go, guys. An update on the Australian market. And this to show you guys that if you guys think that this is just going to new highs, one, the Australian market is completely different, because new highs, if I go back to this homepage, by the way, let me go back to new highs. Let me go back to the All Ords chart here. It's like, new highs? Are you serious? Let me go to interactive chart here. It's like, especially the All Ords, I don't think the All Ords are going to new highs. If I go to max, look at that. This is the All Ords here. Let me go to 5 years worth of data. Let me just go to here. Alright, there we go, through there. So you can see it ran up through there, 6,500, ran down. And look at this, guys. Look at this. It's like, again, just look at the peaks and troughs, right? It's just, look at this, higher trough, higher trough, higher trough, higher trough, bit of an equal trough, ran up, made a higher peak, higher trough, ran down, made a lower trough, lower peak, ding, 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 ding. Look at that, and you can see that overall change of trend through there as well too. Bounce there, bounce there, bounce there, and bounce there. Now look at this here, came down, came up out, rejected it, and then head all the way back down. Now we basically headed straight back up, and now we may be able to we may be getting a little bit of support where we are right now. But overall, guys, we can see how we've just been tapering off this last couple of years and so on. So if we go to 5 years with the data, you can see here that we are really starting to taper off here. And again, what are the peaks and troughs doing? You can just very, very simple, right? Just look at that. Higher trough, higher trough. Higher trough, get a lower trough there, no lower peak. Higher trough, sideways action, higher trough, very, very little sideways action there. You got this major head here. You have this big left shoulder head. Have this right shoulder here where it is right now. It's had a little rally where we are right now. So this is rally here. I'm expecting this to come sometime this year back down to 4,000 at least 4,000. In fact, let me go to my max chart. Where's my max chart here? And let me see if I can open up this chart here. So down to 4,000 at least. No, actually, yeah, I actually think this is getting back down to say around the 3,000 to 3,500 is my target on the Australian market for this year. Guys, there's so much happening in these industries right now, and I'm just doing this video because if you're still actually in the hopes of leaving your retirement with these fund managers, I'm showing you stocks are getting hammered, and I think it's about time you actually start educating yourself on how to invest it smartly and actually learn how to trade yourself when it comes to this and know exactly what to do for your own future. Hey, it's Howell here, and thanks so much for watching my video. You see, I'm putting out daily videos and education on helping you learning the art of successful trading. So click on the subscribe button to keep up to date with every video I do. Also, check out my story video, $250,000 in debt, cancer, overweight, family passing away, lived on the streets, and more, and how I overcome it and now thriving through my life. This is here to motivate you, so click on that image to watch my video. And lastly, if you're struggling with your trading, then you need to see my latest webinar where I'm sharing with you an amazing strategy that allows you to generate an income without getting the direction right. So click on that image on this page to register for my next free webinar. This is Howell here. Remember, success can be yours if you go claim it. So step up, take massive action, and face your fears today.